imagine that you were planning a family vacation. You're trying to decide which hotel you're going to stay at, which restaurants you'll eat at, and also which tourist destinations you'll want to head up while you're on this vacation. Chances are, to make these decisions, you're probably utilizing customer reviews sites such as TripAdvisor or Yelp or Google Reviews. And turns out that according to a business influencer, Neil Patel, 68% of consumer decisions are made based off of opinions on these websites. And that's even more of an influence than the opinions of friends and family. And while these websites can be very good resources for consumer decisions, some of these websites can also contain unethical reviews, such as reviews that are fake or reviews that contain bias. And there are many employees of companies or business owners that'll go on these websites and use false names, and they'll post positive reviews for their business to make their business have higher reviews. There's also occasionally those that'll post negative reviews on these websites under false names to intentionally throw a particular employee of that or that organization under the bus. And so now I'm going to discuss the pay for performance component of these customer review sites. So as most people know, the higher ratings a company has, the more likely someone is to do business with them for the first time. So like most people, they're not going to want to try out a new restaurant that's on the other side of town if that restaurant has only a 2-star rating. They're not going to think that if so many people are rating this restaurant poorly, they're not going to think that it's going to be worth trying it. And also, another thing with the pay for performance component to this is that this can affect not only the reputation of a business, but also the reputation of employees that work for or have worked for that business. For instance, if there's an employee that once worked for that organization and they're trying to find another job somewhere else, if their potential employer is doing research and finds that they're associated with a bunch of bad reviews on Yelp, or that the candidate is associated with a business that is known for having a lower rating, that might affect the person's chances at getting that job. And so now that I've discussed the pay for performance component of these customer review sites, I'm now going to discuss possible solutions to prevent unethical reviews and unethical actions being made on these websites. One is to allow all users of these websites to flag any reviews that may seem inappropriate, and also educate the users on what an inappropriate review would look like, so that they know what to look out for. Another is to prohibit people from including the names of specific employees when posting reviews, and so have any reviews that contain names automatically removed. That way, that'll prevent people from throwing certain employees under the bus, and these employees having their reputation negatively impacted by all this. Another is to require a proof of purchase before being able to post a review. So have a customer that wants to post a review on a website upload their receipt upload a picture of their receipt as proof of purchase that they, to validate, to verify that they actually did business with this company, and that they're not just making some fake review to make this company look good or bad. And lastly, I think it's very important we also display the terms of service of these websites prominently on the website, so that all customers can be aware of them before they post a review, so they know, that what is wrong and what's right on on these websites. And so I think by doing all of these things, will discourage unethical behavior from occurring on these websites. And so now that I've discussed the possible solutions, I'm going to just briefly review what it was I discussed today. One is I discussed the influence of these reviews on consumer decisions. I then discussed how some of reviews on these websites are unethical, and there's an unethical actions can be taken on these customer review sites. I then discussed the pay for performance aspect to it, and how that can influence employees and business owners to make unethical decisions on these websites. And I also discussed some potential solutions to these websites and how to prevent unethical decisions from being made, unethical actions from being taken, and make all reviews that are on these websites as reliable as possible. And so I really hope that I was able to provide some great information to help improve the ethics of these websites. And I hope that by making these decisions, we're able to prevent any unethical behavior from occurring. Thank you.